Okay, now remember, there was another part that was a factor here that needs to be cleared up, and that is the number of generations listed between Matthew and Luke.
And of course, I have to have my coffee.
Holy Spirit of God. Woo!
Well, Luke has some 43 generations, whereas Matthew only identifies 28 from David to Jesus. King David to Jesus. How is that possible? Well, remember, if the two different lines, there's two different family lines, okay? It's entirely possible that one could have had multiple more generations. Okay, but 28 to 43, we're talking about 14, 15 more generations over a period of about 800 years? That sounds like a lot. Well, here's a good explanation for it, and most likely true. If you were to go back and do an exhaustive study of both 1st and 2nd Kings, as well as 1st and 2nd Chronicles, and verify the ages of the kings of Judah when they had these, how old they were when they had, or when their wives gave birth to the heir to the throne, you would find that the average age of the kings was much older than the average of age of when a typical male in that era, Israelite male, would have started a family. So, if by chance the average age of the Luke's lineage, of the people in Luke's lineage, was 20 years old, which was typical for the culture, for the guy at 19, 20 years old to get married and start a family, right? So if the male was 20 years old, and there was 20 generations between David and Neri, that's 400 years. Okay. We go to the other side. If the average age, if we just take the average to be 30 years, over 14 generations between David and the Babylonian exile, which is when Jeconiah was on the throne, that's 420 years. So, from David to Jeconiah, guess what? There's no real issue here. Okay? And why would a king had started a family later? Well, a king, an heir to the throne, has a lot more things to deal with than the average guy in the tribe of Judah, or any of the Israelite tribes, for that matter. They have to learn how to be a king. So there's more things for them to deal with, learn, and deal with. Yeah. Okay. But what about after the Babylonian exile? Their generations on the legal kingship side, from Shealtiel, or let's say from Jeconiah down to Joseph, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. As opposed to Neri down to Mary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
Nope, I'm done. I'm done editing this video. I'm done.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
So 21 generations from Neri down to Mary, Neri, down to Mary, Mary. Yeah, that. That's like double the number. So what's the deal? Well, look, after the Babylonian exile, things were all messed up. Israel was trying to recover. God only knows how old all these individuals were on the legal kingship line side were when they had their son that would have been an heir to the throne. And then on the maternal side, the bloodline side, they could have easily had their children at 20 years. The next child in the bloodline at 20 years. Right. 12 times 30, if it was 30 years when they started the legal kingship line, each generation, then we're 360 years, as opposed to the bloodline side, 21 times 20. 420. So we're 50 years off in that scenario. Is it possible that on the legal kingship line side, there was multiple different reasons why the legal kingship would have been, the expected heir to the throne would have been born when their daddy was 35 years old? Maybe. It's possible, because I'm sure that the Israelites were wanting to maintain the legal kingship line. And it was all messed up after the Babylonian exile. So, to sum it all up, the next time someone asks you about why would it contradict each other, why would Matthew and Luke contradict each other when it comes to the lineage, you can look back at this video and say it's because one recorded the legal kingship line, and the other one recorded the bloodline. And yes, there's a lot of details within it to explain how things maintained themselves, but God knew what he was doing. And to look at it this way, this is the only way that all the scriptures that referring to this lineage, to the lineage of Jesus, would be true and accurate. And it works within the custom and legality of Levitic law. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. I know I took something called a boring subject and hopefully turned it into something interesting for you. All right, do us a favor, please. If you like the content that we put out and you're a CEMA fam, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell. What? Share's a good one. I like that. Thank you, sir. And then what else? Oh, definitely share and talk us up. Make us sound like God's gift to the world. No, I'm kidding. Comment. Yes, comment's a good thing.
Helps us.
In the meantime, God bless. Thank you for watching, and see you later.